Sprint car racing. One of the cornerstones of American motorsports and car culture, these dirt-slinging, eardrum-bursting machines do one thing and one thing only: turn left. Really, really fast. From a technical standpoint, there's several different varieties of sprint car. There's 3 main engine sizes, and you can have them in winged or non-winged flavour. There is no transmission, no battery, not even a starter motor, so they have to be push-started. And if you happen to stall it on the track, just don't stall it. Winged sprint cars are naturally the fastest, with their massive asymmetrical wings allowing drivers to literally carve their way around turns and do half a mile in just under 15 seconds. Now, while I've grown up watching sprint cars here and there, I've never even driven one, real or virtual. The closest I ever got was playing Sprint Cars Road to Knoxville back on the PS2, way back in 2006. So since I'm now in the process of learning my way around iRacing, I figured I'd attempt to learn how to wrangle one of these beasts. I decided I'd purchase a sprint car, find an event that I was eligible for, and go racing. Now, right off the bat, I didn't realise until slightly after getting underway that this was an open setup series. But despite that, I wouldn't be fiddling with the car at all. A, I figured the baseline setup would be sufficient for a beginner, and B, frankly, I'd have no idea what to tweak in the first place. Any alterations made on my part would be purely a stab in the dark, and I could, and probably would, make the car worse. After a few cautious practice laps, it became pretty clear that the brake pedal was largely there for decoration only. Now, generally speaking, this does of course vary from track to track. The idea is to turn the car in, control it with the amount of throttle you give it, and for the most part let the aerodynamics carve the car through the turn. Sounds straightforward in theory, but then you have factors like track surface, bumps, ruts, slick bits, moisture, and of course other cars to navigate. This was a lot to learn. It was time for qualifying. With a little bit of newfound confidence, I logged a time that was, to me, rather impressive, until I looked at what everyone else was doing. So I used the remainder of the qualifying session to try some things while I had the option. What happens if you give it more throttle, less throttle, turn in earlier, later? All of this is valuable information that I was garnering on the fly. I got put in the second heat, which meant I had a brief reprieve to watch the other half of the lobby duke it out first. I found a nice cozy spot up in the grandstands and settled in for 8 laps of good old-fashioned American-style dirt track racing. Please spare a thought for this poor guy who lasted all of half a lap before dying of death. The rest of the race was largely uneventful. Everyone was pretty spaced out, and 8 laps goes by quickly when you don't have any caution periods. There were a few disgruntled Americans in the voice chat, but that just seems to be pretty par for the course in most dirt oval iRacing lobbies, I am told. After that display, I hopped in my own car and gridded up for my heat race. With an SOF just above my own I rating, I figured I should be able to make some gains and begin my illustrious sprint car career. Today, a random race at Limaland. Tomorrow, Knoxville Nationals. But anyway, before thinking about becoming the next Tony Stewart, we had a heat race to contest. Starting 4th wasn't quite where I had expected to find myself, but it did mean I had immediate pressure from behind. It's tough trying to race when you're still just trying to make clean laps, but like I said earlier, 8 laps just flies by just like that. Do you know what else flies by? These guys. Having fully expected to contribute to the carnage, I was surprised to have dodged it, and after seeing what was going down in the mirror, I pressed on ahead. Now in 3rd place, the 2nd place car was seemingly caught out by the debris that was still on track, and given I had much more time to react, I was pretty able to dodge his stricken car. Before I'd even realised it, I'd taken 2nd in the heat race simply by being completely passive and just taking it easy. Despite the result well above expectations, I wasn't about to celebrate. I'm guessing there weren't enough drivers in this event because we skipped the consolation race and went straight for the feature. The feature where, thanks to my amazing result, I would be starting 4th. Again. And again, significant pressure from behind meant I was just trying to stay out of trouble. However, I was tangled up with another car at turn 3, which brought out the first caution. Now, I had enough damage to warrant a pit stop, but here's where iRacing's damage model and the way repairs are handled somewhat irk me. You see, I had 2.5 minutes of damage. Sitting here for 2.5 minutes while cars are doing 11-second laps is bound to put you a long way back. But the damage countdown doesn't mention what sort of damage is being fixed, whether it's, say, critical steering components or just straightening out the bodywork. So I had no idea when I would be able to abort the remainder of the pit stop and rejoin the race. I might still be a bit wounded, sure, but at least I'd be ticking over the laps. I waited until I got word that the race would be restarting soon and went to rejoin the track. Now, here's where things got weird. The radio said I had to let the number 5 car by, and to the best of my knowledge, that's the number 5 car ahead of me, so as far as I'm aware I'm complying here. But for some reason I got slapped with a black flag for passing under yellow. With limited time to comply, I figured I'd take the opportunity to repair a bit more damage. I kind of had an inkling there would be another caution soon, and turns out I was right. So again, I got another good chunk of damage repaired and rejoined just before the caution ended. The game wouldn't bug out and penalise me again, would it? Well, there's the number 14 car I'm supposed to let. And there's another penalty. By this point I was getting pretty sick of this, so I stuck it out for a few more laps and peeled off again to serve another penalty and take another chunk of damage off the car. Maybe my issue was that I was rejoining too late, so with only 30 seconds of damage left, I got back out there and would you believe it, no black flag this time. This meant I actually got to enjoy some racing. Until this caution period, where I got another seemingly weird black flag for passing the pace car? Now the reason this one's weird is because I'd spent the whole caution at the back of a train of cars, so I hadn't even seen the pace car, let alone passed it. While I was trying to make sense of it all, I ended up doing some circles all on my own, and realising I was about 6 seconds from taking out all the leaders, I dove to the infield and made my way back to the pits. As it turns out, I copped a couple more black flaggable offences for this. At this point there was only 4 laps to go, and having only raced 16 myself, I was pretty clocked out by now. Another caution and another angry American with only 3 laps to go meant I could rejoin the race and actually take the checkered flag, which I did and ended up finishing 11th. So, what did I take away from this whole experience? Well, sprint car drivers are mad. The bravery, commitment and finesse required to blast around an oval in a machine with the same power to weight as a modern F1 car is nothing short of madness. And while I'm still scratching my head over some of those black flags, I actually really did enjoy myself. I'm not sure I'd get into the professional sprint car esports anytime soon, but I'm definitely interested to give it more of a go. Unfortunately, I'll have to wait until the sprint cars are back at one of the free dirt ovals because currently I don't own any, nor am I in the position to be buying any right now, especially given how many speedways iRacing has to offer. So, until the next chance I get, looks like it's back to GT3 for me. Thanks for watching. I'm still experimenting with different content types and presentation styles, so if you were entertained by me rambling about being a mediocre sprint car driver, then leave a like and let me know your thoughts. Catch you guys all in the next one.